Well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Dallas MaxWire. I am Zach Poff, and even though 5 of the top 10 teams in the Dallas Metroplex have the week off, there's still some legit matchups to pay attention to this weekend. Mesquite Horn travels to Rockwall to take on a familiar face in Randall Webb this Friday night. Webb led Horn to the playoffs in all 5 seasons, but decided to take the job at Rockwall last March to be closer to his family. The Yellow Jackets pulled off their biggest W of the year in the I-30 Classic last week against Rockwall Heath to improve to 3-2. But they were dealt some horrible news when 4-star junior tailback Chris Warren suffered an injury and will most likely miss this week's game and could be out even longer. If Rockwall wants to stay undefeated in district play, they will need a big-time game from junior wide receiver Jay Galloway, who stepped up in Warren's absence with 2 long TD receptions. Mesquite Horn is a perfect 5-0 this year under new head coach Mike Overton, and the Jags come in ranked 7th in all of Texas. Senior quarterback Destry White has been an absolute beast for the Jags, throwing for over 1,000 yards and rushing for another 237 with 14 total touchdowns. White has playmakers all around him, starting with senior tailback Justin Oliphant, who has 481 total yards through 5 games with 9 TDs. Jerrison Stewart and DeMichael High are one of the most dangerous 1-2 combos at wide receiver in all of Texas, combining for over 600 yards and 7 TDs this year. Another entertaining matchup this week features the number 4 team in the state, Aledo, hosting South Hills Fort Wayne. South Hills lost their opening district game last week against Granbury 24-21, snapping their 3-game winning streak. Aledo has been nearly flawless this year. The Bearcats are 4-0 and have outscored their opponents 233-24. Aledo head coach Tim Buchanan has done nothing but win since taking over in 1993. He has over 200 W's and has led the Bearcats to 5 state titles and 17 playoff appearances during his tenure. A new addition who has been money this year is junior wide receiver Ryan Newsom. He is one of the most explosive playmakers in the state and is starting to make a real name for himself. He has 557 total yards this year and can take it to the house anytime he gets his hands on the rock. Newsom was named the District 6 5A Sophomore of the Year when he spent his last year at LD Bell. In the backfield, Jess Anders has huge shoes to fill after Jonathan Gray graduated after the 2011 season. It's nearly impossible to replace one of the best high school players of all time in Jonathan Gray, but Anders has done a phenomenal job, and last year as a sophomore, he led the Bearcats with over 900 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns. In 3 games this year, Anders has 325 total yards and 9 TDs. Well, before we wrap up today's show, let's go ahead and look back at the top 3 plays from the Dallas Metroplex last week, and a familiar face comes in at number 3. Aledo's Jess Anders slips out of the backfield and catches a screen pass from Luke Bishop and nearly falls down at the 20, stays on his feet, bounces off tacklers, and takes it to the house for the 24-yard touchdown. Coming in at number 2, Arlington Bowie's Keaton Perry drops back, chucks it up for Tony James, who goes Megatron and comes down with a sick grab, turns on the Jets, and takes it in for the 84-yard touchdown. The top play from last week could very well be the play of the year. DeSoto's Desmond White takes the quarterback draw, doesn't like what he sees on the far side, brings it back to the near side, and looks like a different Eagle who used to rock number 12, Randall Cunningham, and takes it in for the 46-yard scamper. And if you want your videos to be seen, just go ahead and tweet us at Dallas MaxPreps for a chance to be a top 3 play on the next week's edition of the MaxWire. Well, that is all the time we have for you here. I am Zach Poff, and for everything you need to know about football in the Lone Star State, just go to MaxPreps.com/Dallas.